What is going on, guys? Welcome to Edge Mindset. Carter here. I've got another Marfione. I know, it's a lot, but hear me out, okay? Two things. I sold one. So I sold one of my DES Marfione Custom Scarab 2 Customs. So I sold one. I sold the mirror polished one. And it was a battle to decide if I want to sell the mirror polished one or the satin finished one. I went with the mirror. I may regret that, but I went with the mirror because this one somewhat fits that category of the mirrored one in this cool one. So I've got two now, two total. I shipped off the mirror one this morning, and then this one came in today. And this is the one, guys. This is the one. This has the Riptide Ultra Pattern Baker Forge Damascus. First time I have ever owned anything from Baker Forge. And I'm really excited about this. This one is really cool. Now, so titanium, yeah, let's talk. What do you get? You get this nice box. It's pretty. You got the gold foil logo. You got the magnetic closure. You've got the titanium declaration of authenticity with Anthony Marfione's insignia cut out, and then Sean Marfione's insignia over here, both signatures, all that stuff. Microfiber cloth that is branded with the dagger. That dagger is so cool. You get a super nice pouch here with embroidery and all kinds of cool stuff. And then inside you've got a titanium patch of the dagger as well. And this cool little titanium dagger here. So this isn't for everybody. I get that. These knives are definitely not for everybody. And I guess I'm just saying that because I get a lot of comments about, you know, how this isn't for them because they want to use and carry their knives. I 100%, ooh, look at that. Look at that. I 110% understand that that's the case. And I understand that that is, if in your mind owning something, owning something like this is too much money to ever carry and use, and so therefore you'd never get one, I get it. 100%, I understand. But not everybody has that same perspective, and not everybody has that same need for knives, right? So I carry and use knives, but I've got way more than I could ever carry and use in a single lifetime, especially for the life I lead, right? I don't work as like a ranch hand. I'm not going through knives like crazy. My cutting needs are relatively benign, you know, standard kind of carry pocket knife type stuff. Here we go. Let's shoot this. Shoot this blade. There she is. Baker Forge Damascus. You can see that copper in there. It's got that beautiful hot bluing. This thing is amazing. Like, look at that. Look at that pattern coming through. And look at all of this copper down here that matches the copper on the hardware. Ringed copper hardware on the body screws, but DLC button and DLC pocket clip. Ringed glass breaker, but ringed with DLC, not the copper. At first, I was a little disappointed with that because I was like, man, I want more copper. But now that I have it in hand, I think it works perfectly. I like how it's limited to just these body screws that then just really bounce off of this beautiful blade here. This is outstanding. Look at that. The back, I think, has actually even got a slightly better pattern. You can see the actual Damascus pattern here. So this portion here isn't just blued steel. You can see the pattern. It just has to hit the light just right. But then up here is where you get, I'm not sure what metal this white is. I don't know if that's nickel or just a stainless steel that didn't etch or didn't blue. But then you've got actual copper going through it as well. I believe Baker Forge kind of invented this process. I could be wrong, maybe not. But I'm pretty sure they're the first ones to do. Let me know if that is right or wrong. Oftentimes I'm wrong on those things, so I'm not even going to say it again. Who invented kind of the copper layered Damascus? It may have been some custom maker somewhere. I don't know. But this is, Baker Forge is the first time I've ever seen it. Absolutely stunning. So anyways, yeah, definitely not for everybody. I have a bunch of knives that I carry and use, and this is probably not going to be one of them. This is a piece that I want to admire and just own and collect and do videos and photos of. And that's fine. And it doesn't mean I'm not a knife user, because I am. It just means I'm not a knife user of this particular knife. And who knows, maybe one day I will carry it. But that's up to me to decide what I want to do. So long story short, I get that these things are not for everybody. 100% I get that. Not everything is for everybody. And that's kind of what makes this somewhat special, is that this isn't for everybody. And that's why it's kind of so cool, and why I appreciate being able to kind of get things like this. I never thought I would be able to own something like this. And I don't just mean 10 years ago. I mean recently. I wouldn't have thought I would be able to make something like this happen, but I was. And so I'm super appreciative. I picked this up at PBK. They were kind enough to take actual photos of the two that they had in stock and send those to me. Because when you're dealing with something like Damascus, especially like a varied pattern like this, it kind of matters on how it looks, because they all look different. They all have a very distinct signature pattern in the blade. No two are exactly alike, if that makes sense. Some Damascus blades, you can get away with that. They all kind of look similar. It's a very uniform type pattern. Obviously, it's not the exact same, but with something like this Riptide pattern, 100% very distinctive. So they were kind enough to send me photos of the two that they had in stock so that I could kind of pick which one I wanted. And super, super cool. Look at that. Look at that. Just outstanding. So this gives me two Custom Scarab DESs, one in the satin with the fuller. So here's all the models that I believe were available. I could be wrong, but I think they had 4 different knives in this particular run. There was the mirror polished with a fuller, there was the satin with a fuller, there was the Baker Forge Damascus with a fuller, and then there was this one without the fuller. Let me know if I am incorrect on that statement. I'm not aware of a mirror polish or satin finish without fullers. But if anybody knows for sure, let me know. I could be wrong. I've never seen them. And so I've technically owned 3 of the 4. If there are only those 4, I've owned 3 of the 4, sold 1 of them. So now I've got the satin version with the fuller, with the blued hardware, and then now this kind of darker Damascus version, which is outstanding. What do you guys think of this? Is this cool? Would you sell the mirror polish one to help fund this one? Let me know. Was that a right decision? All right, guys. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling. Give me your opinion on this knife and myself and any knife. I really appreciate it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.